Howdy folks, how's it going? Greetings from Shayla, Guatemala. I've been traveling around Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala the past 2 months, and I'm headed next back into Mexico, I think. So feel free to subscribe to my channel here to follow my upcoming adventures wherever they take me. Alright, so in this video then I'm going to explain how to properly adjust a backpack, because that makes a huge difference when it comes to carrying the weight on your back. Now the fundamental thing to keep in mind is that you want the weight to be on your hips. You don't want the weight to be resting on your shoulders. So the first thing to know about is that you can adjust the length of your backpack back here on most backpacks, especially if it's a proper backpacking backpack. This is actually my traveling backpack, not my backpacking backpack. So this one's a little bit smaller. It's not as great for carrying a tent and sleeping bag and lots of food and heavy weight and everything, but the principles are the same and it has all the same contraptions and straps and whatnot. So here, there's Velcro in there, and you can hear that Velcro there. You can un-Velcro it and then pull up or push down this part of the backpack in order to lengthen the back of the backpack here. So if you're a tallish guy like me, then you're going to want to get that longer so that that gets the top of the straps up off of your shoulders, so that the straps are not resting on your shoulders and thus transferring the weight to your shoulders. That way the weight goes to the hip belt and thus to your waist and then transfers to the ground quicker that way. That's just the way that the physics works. So you want the weight on your waist. Now there are 3 other main things that you can adjust that will make a big difference in how the backpack is resting on your back. And the principle is that you start from the bottom up. So you have the main hip belt, you then have the strap adjuster here, and then you have the strap adjuster here. So what you do is you untighten, loosen up all of these different straps. Then put the backpack on your back. And as I said, you're then going to go from the bottom up. So you're going to start with the waist belt, click that into place, and then tighten it up good and snug. And so you can see these are kind of all flopping around at the moment. But the idea is to get the hip belt nice and tight on your waist, so that you can feel the weight is mostly sitting on your hips there. And then you're going to tighten these up, and then that brings the backpack up against your back. And lastly, you're going to tighten these top straps. And so you can see here, there's a nice bit of space there between the top of that strap and my shoulder. And that's what you want. You don't want this top of the strap here resting on your shoulder and thus putting the weight on your shoulder. So that's the basic concept. 4 main things to keep in mind to adjust there. And that can make a huge difference on how that weight sits on your back, and thus make a huge difference in your backpacking experience. So hope that helps. Take care. Happy trails.